And welcome everybody to the channel. It is the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money-taking, the man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying bounty hunter in all of bounty hunting today, Mr. Boba Fett, who is a fucking fat. Okay, let me
Oh,
just
I
say,
thought you were going to say Mr. Bobazad.
Boba Zod. Yeah, I like that. Thank you. I'm gonna appropriate that.
You do that.
This you already know because you know me by now and you know how I feel about Boba Fett. Uh, so you know what I'm gonna give this episode, what grade I'm gonna give this episode. I'm
Yeah, I feel
going
like you're
to
going to
give.
turn it up to 11.
You want to hear something funny? So I'm watching this episode with my girlfriend. All right, and a funny story for you guys. I'll just tuning in. I'm watching this episode with my girlfriend now. My girlfriend cannot stand Star Wars. I know, gas, shock. And I'm talking about old Star Wars, not Disney. That's understandable. But just keep in mind, her first ever viewing of Star Wars was The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and The Rise of Trash. So she
Oh,
didn't have a
God.
very yeah. Imagine your first ever Star Wars experience are those movies. So of course she couldn't stand Star Wars. And so I'm like, honey, you've got to watch them. Just watch this one episode. And she's like, fine, whatever. So we sit down and watch it. And keep in mind, she hasn't watched season one. She hasn't watched season two, just this episode. And she absolutely loved it. She was like, wow. I was like, yeah. Um, and we got an article to touch on about this too, which is they are now saying that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau should have did Star Wars. Like there are articles now coming out saying these two should have been the ones helming the Star Wars universe, which is a powerful thing, PB, you'd imagine, right? Because
Yep.
there's a split in that division. There's people who can't stand Kathleen Kennedy, and they brought one of my favorite directors of this series, which I'm not gonna lie that I'm a little biased. Robert Rodriguez. If you guys don't know, he did Battle Angel Alita. He did From Dusk Till Dawn. He's done legitimately like Desperado. I mean, this is an accomplished director, and you could tell from how everything's framed and shot and the action sequence in this that this was a man who knew what he was doing. Like, holy fuck. So, I mean, oh my God, we got Perp to talk about Robert Rodriguez' amazing directing
Did,
of this episode.
did you not see my name?
No, he has a thing up. I can't see your name. Take that off the screen,
Oh
guy.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I had to highlight that. Oh. Okay, we will use your pronouns. Lit as fuck. Yeah. Remember, guys. Remember, we have Elliot Page now,
No, we
so
don't.
Perp can
I don't know who
identify
that
No,
as
is.
we
lit as
don't.
fuck.
I don't know who that is.
Who is this Mr.
Ellen Page.
Page?
Ellen Page is from the Umbrella Academy. She plays Vina.
He's trolling you.
So if you were to change your sex, should I call you Xena?
Absolutely. I would just go from badass General Zod to Xena, warrior princess. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to identify from now on as Xena, warrior princess.
Don't do
Oh
that.
my God.
Welcome everybody.
I'm
If you're new,
Yeah, I'm just hearing
uh,
you overhype this episode, but continue.
uh, no, this episode was the fucking business. Let me tell you, it was
Hey,
awesome
asshole!
enough.
Stop fucking barking.
It was awesome enough that we have PB's dog barking. It was awesome enough that we had some great action with Boba Fett, who is my favorite bounty hunter of all time. But
This
we had
Go ahead.
Robert Rodriguez, who is, in my mind, the god. If Zack Snyder is the god of DC, apparently, Robert Rodriguez would be the god of action. Like Desperado, From Dusk Till Dawn, Battle Angel Alita. I mean, I could go on and on with the
I
movies this
gotta,
guy has made.
I gotta just interject and say, yeah, the fight scenes were cool, but he was fighting stormtroopers. That's not really nothing to celebrate. It's not a huge
I
No,
mean,
no.
wait a sec. Whoa.
The point is,
Hold on.
Now, if he did that to if he did that to the what's the face, whether it was the Darth Troopers or the Dark Troopers, whatever the fuck, if he did that to those four, that'd have been impressive.
Dark Troopers,
But,
they were drones. Drone better.
but I'm saying still, that'd have been epic if he would have done that. But it's just like they're stormtroopers; they can barely shoot. Like they can't even shoot you from a foot away.
but I like the Mandalorian.
No, they
Perp,
pegged him a
remember
couple
the episode
times.
when they referenced that. They referenced that in an episode of The Mandalorian. I feel like now it's just like a long-standing joke. But to be fair, though,
but also, I just like it'd have been 10 times better if we got a little bit of blood when he's cracking them.
yeah, but it's Disney.
Oh.
But it's Disney. It's Disney. We're not going to see that.
And that's my issue with the show, because it's just like it's never going to go there. It's never going to get super dark.
So your issue is a lack of blood
and violence.
Lack of violence. He shoved that freaking thing right through the stormtrooper's chest. Like, you gotta see the torture. You gotta see the torture.
I want to see blood, like a little bit of drop of blood. Like even the MCU shows blood. Like you can't show absolutely no blood on this show.
Yeah, but
I don't know why they can't.
That's okay. So see, here's the thing with TV shows; they're different ratings, and for Disney to keep TV 14, they can't show blood. I looked up the rating system.
To me, it's more TV 7. It's not even like because there's TV.
Nah, you're fucking tripping.
Look at.
You forgot the letters, perp. You gotta add the fantasy violence.
Vampire Diaries is TV 14, and you have people getting their hearts removed, and they're not cutting away from it.
That's TV. But you also have to admit you have to remember too that that's a different network. That's CW. They are under different guidelines. This is Disney, and they want to be a family company. And you know what, Perp? I will say one thing to your point. To your point, Disney is towing the line, and I understand where you're coming from. I think if they went full-on violence, that even people who are the moms, they have this mythical demographic they're trying to hit, where they think that mature adults who are watching it with the kids are going to go, oh, no, blood. I mean, you brought up Vampire Diaries, right? There were teenagers watching that, so I understand your point. It is a valid point.
And I'm not saying like I want to see heads being chopped off and blood squirting. Like I was like, yo, if you're stabbing somebody, let me see blood being like when you take that shit out, see a little bit of blood, not like oh shit, like I'm stabbing a sandbag and nothing's coming out. It's just
so you're saying you just want to see the amount of blood that was on Hawkeye's saber after he killed everybody.
I was like, yeah, something like that. But like, can we get like at least prequel levels of violence? Because that's one thing I'll give them. Because I was like, yo, Anakin straight up like cut off Dooku's head, and that shit was rolling.
Oh yeah, yeah. He cut off his head. He got his hand cut off.
And even in the new trilogies, there was violence. Like Kylo definitely like fucked up a few people. That was pretty violent and stuff. But you know, it's a little bit too fucking kiddie to me. It gives me Dragon Ball Super vibes a little bit. I don't know, but it was. I'll say this about the episode though. I think the Ahsoka episode was better, and it's just like I wish we got. I hope that they explain this later on. Like how the fuck did Boba Fett survive? I'm assuming that they're just going to say, "Oh, fuck it, it's just going to remain a plot hole."
He was
Which
No,
saved by a
no,
crate
they're gonna
dragon.
explain.
but think about this, right? I think that this episode should, if we're going to introduce Boba Fett, we should have got a flashback episode, like just solely what Boba Fett and him coming. Like, imagine seeing the episode and you're on that sand planet, whatever, and people are like, "Oh shit, is that the planet with the worm thing, wherever the fuck, whatever the fuck was in that hole?" And you see Boba Fett's arm come out that hole and stuff, and he's all banged up and stuff, and then we go to present day. We see him meet up with the chick that we see in season one, and then we get the whole
Well, no.
interaction
Okay,
with
I wanted.
Mando.
Were you talking
Now
about
that you brought that
Melinda
up,
May?
Yeah,
yes, Agent May. Anyways,
and
I wanted to
that
point
was
something
bullshit
out.
too. She was dead. She was dead.
No. I pointed this out last season, and I went back to the recording of me talking about this, and I was fucking 100% right. Everybody was speculating, and I said that was Boba Fett who saved her. Everyone's like, no, it's Cad Bane, or no, it's this. I said it'd be cool if it was Cad Bane, but it's not him. It's Boba Fett. I fucking called it, and then
You did.
so I just wanted to point that out because
Also,
you know.
also, I just felt like after watching this, I was like, this just felt like episode of Power Rangers with a bigger budget, like with the fight scenes, like how they fight the putties and how the fireworks were going off. It felt
Whoa,
like,
whoa. In an episode of Power Rangers, you only fight the putties for half of the episode, and then you fight the big bad, and then the big bad gets enlarged, and you bring in the Zords. You're missing 2/3 of the show, guy.
all right, so it was giving me Power Ranger vibes though. Like,
That's fair.
overall.
See, Perp,
And
I totally disagree.
I think y'all both can agree with me that he should have just got the jetpack. That was stupid. Why did you take the jet? Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you just go get the jetpack?
Okay, hold on a second. We're going all out of order. This is not how I
I'm
do
sorry.
this, all right? So we're going to backtrack because actually that was my only problem with this episode. And Perp, that's kind of weird. We were on the same wavelength there. That pissed me off because I'm like, from the distance of where he walked, like he was up that hill. Yeah, grabbing the jetpack would have made sense, but then I guess it messes up the plot. So that was convenient.
Also,
You know-
one more thing. I have a question for you, Zod, since you are a parent. Would you sit there and leave your daughter on the top of a rock to go check something out? Or would you stay by that rock and guard guard that rock and whatnot? Like I'm talking about the whole Grogu thing. Because that's
Okay,
a big
well,
to be fair though,
hold
he was
on.
in a force field.
He was in a force field, and the real life analogy to that is if the child is afraid at home and runs into the parent's bedroom, are they supposed to wait in the bedroom for the rapist to come in? Or are they supposed to go out into the hallway and murder that motherfucker? Like, if I'm a parent, I'm going into the hallway to murder that motherfucker as far away from my kid as possible.
Hey man, my whole thing is like I would have wrote it like I'd have had Mando stay up there on that rock because he had a whole force field and nobody could get really through that force field. He'd have been, you know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have gotten. They wouldn't have caught him with his pants down.
I agree with you on that point. After he put that force field up and he got blown back or deflected or whatever the hell you want to call it, the first time, I would have stayed up there because I would have thought, okay, if I can't get through this force field, nobody else can get through this force field, and I can meet them right outside these monoliths and it won't be a problem. And then when the drones show up later to grab him, you're right there.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, There was some convenience, but we'll get to that. We're jumping ahead. I kind of want to do my
I know.
breakdown like I do
My
scene
bad.
by scene. Perp coming in and just disrupting everything. Gosh, when I appropriate you, Perp, you're supposed to.
Watch it now.
Okay, I gotta read this joke from Generation Productions before we start, just real quick, because I said that I would. Darth Vader was chopping up people in a movie, huh? Then he should be called Darth Greater.
And welcome, Kate Fisto, because I don't believe I've seen you here. So if you're enjoying this,
Did you
hit
say
that
Kate?
like, maybe subscribe. Yes, I said Kit. It sounded like Kate because I have a helmet on. Anyways,
Fair enough.
So let me get to the stuff. Let me get to the stuff that I know Perp like. I gotta say,
scene number one.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't normally like these intros of them traveling because I feel like they're wasting a precious 30 minutes, on bullshit.
But this one was perfect.
This was perfect, though. Like, Perp, what did you think about that? Like, as far as the relationship, doesn't it feel? It doesn't feel like they're just throwing it in.
It's
I
thought but it's making Mando soft. I understand that they're trying to like having Grogu in his life has definitely changed his perspective on things, and kind of softened him up, and that's why I think he's gonna kind of struggle, with his emotions and stuff like that. But it was a cool scene. I like seeing the puppet Grogu and stuff. It's adorable.
It is. And can I highlight something?
It's just a scene to make you go, "Ah."
Yeah, but to be fair, Perp, doesn't this? And you brought up a great point, and I want to point that out. Maybe maybe the mistakes that we're looking at as plot holes, maybe he legitimately made mistakes because of his attachment, right? Think of a time Mando wouldn't have left his gear like that, but he's only thinking about protecting the child. And then he's so flustered when they come that he doesn't got his wits about him. It's just like, I got to get him back, right? So maybe to your point, him having the child is, it's ruining his skill. He's becoming soft, like you said. So he's making a lot of mistakes. So we could almost look at some of the things in the episode if you want to give like good points. I don't know what the directors are actually thinking, but maybe it's them showing he is going soft. Like, look at how Boba Fett fought with like ruthlessness, and then Mando, right? There's a clear difference in their fighting styles where Boba doesn't have those
likes to go in and do it by hand, and the other one likes to fire his Iron Man missiles.
Yeah, like you could see Boba Fett looked more ruthlessly efficient. He looked like Mando in the first season of The Mandalorian, right? He just has that, like, doesn't really have an attachment. He's just like, I'm wandering the universe, but I'll fuck you up.
I kind of like the fact that he talks. I kind of don't like the fact that he talks. It's just like, you were better when you were just silent. That'd have been dope if he was just silent and you was just wrecking shit. Like, damn, you really don't talk and you be wrecking shit. Like, it's crazy.
That's a 10. No, I changed it to 8. I said in the group chat 8.
I still got 10 on my end. I just got finished watching the episode, so it all works out.
Fair enough.
What's up, Perp?
I had to guess that was Husky.
Yeah.
Look, I got the old Boba Fett gear now. It's all battle worn, and he's got the shiny Attack of the Clones era.
He needs to go to the gym.
Yeah. I got Mando after a couple of snack cakes traveling with the staff.
Question before we continue: how old is Boba Fett at this point? Like 50? In his 50s?
I mean,
got to do the math on that one.
Gotta be. Because if this is after the fall of the empire, then I guess he'd be in his 50s, right? Because we would have to see how old he was. Because in Clone Wars, he was a kid. And then in Rebels, he was a teenager. So during the whole Empire phase, he'd be in his 20s.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that because it just completely justifies my disdain for A New Hope. Just saying. Just shit.
No. Perp, there will be no hating the original trilogy on this channel, you son of a bitch. No Ray love. No fucking porks. We're gonna leave that out of the fandom zone.
Porks is fire.
No, this is great. This is the first time in a while we've all been together doing a review, so this is awesome. I only have until about
yes, Stevie, where the hell are you?
Stevie is doing investigative reporter, which, by the way, if you guys don't know, go check out Stevie J Raw. I did a stream with him where we talked about Amber Heard and abuse victims and stuff. It was great. It was a great, serious stream.
I'm still
waiting
to see his interview with the dingo that kidnapped him back in the day.
yeah. He's got his sources. Going out and looking for that dingo. I know. We're also missing LB. I let him go off and do his thing. Don't worry, I'll round him back up sometime.
Oh my god! All right, let's what's next? What's next on the manifesto?
LB's gonna see this and go, "Oh hell no!"
Oh man!
But no. So starting from the beginning, there was that, and then folks, I want to talk about Perp. You talked about Disney won't kill people. Well, something died, something precious. I nearly teared when this vital cast member died. There's no coming back. It's gone. And that was the Razorback. You evil bastard!
The ship is dead.
What?
What ship? Mando ship?
That's like fucking with a man's car. You do not shoot a vehicle. Moff Gideon was out of line.
The way that ship got banged up, I'm surprised that shit didn't already break by the first season. Didn't fuck up completely. It's about time that shit got blown the fuck up.
Okay, Perp, but let me relate this to your first car, right? We've all had that shitty beater car. You curse at it, you swear at it, but deep down in your heart, but you still love it, right? Because it's yours.
No.
And then some asshole fires a missile from outer space and fucking disintegrates it.
Does he have insurance? I definitely got freaking spaceship insurance. Give me the comprehensive payout. I'll get a new ship.
Insurance on that, they're just gonna fucking drop his ass.
And also, since we're on the Boba Fett thing, is he a good guy now? Is that what we're doing?
No, Boba Fett was never good or bad. He's a freelancer.
Ever.
Yeah, he's just like he said.
Said he works for no one. He's a simple man trying to find his way in the galaxy, just like his father. Pay up.
I would have rather him be like, all right, I'll work with you right now, but after I get my armor, I want to smoke with you. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I would have loved to have seen that showdown, Mando versus Boba Fett. That would have been dope.
There's still time.
Maybe we'll get it. But he made him a promise he'd protect the child.
I would have rather him kind of trick Mando, it was all part of kind of the plan, and he's working with Moff Gideon the whole time.
But Boba Fett isn't slimy like that. He's very straight to the point.
Yeah, if he worked when he worked for the Empire, he couldn't be corrupted, and that's why people feared him. Like once he got a contract and he signed his name, that's it. There's no bargaining. There's no trying to get out of it. He's gonna get your ass.
This is what most Mandalorians are like.
But so I just want to highlight something because I'm still not over this. That ship, man. The acting of Pedro Pascal when he's going, you don't even need to see his face when he's going in the wreckage and picking up, and he just gets the one fucking part in his hand. I was just like, and my girlfriend's sitting there watching this with me, going, "Are you all right?" I go, "You don't understand. You don't understand the bond between a man and his vehicle." Okay.
No, I do understand. I'm not digging through the wreckage of my incinerated Mercury tracer to find the fucking shifter knob. Fuck that fucking thing. Everything goddamn fell apart on it.
What about your Beskar staff?
Okay, I'll go back for the staff.
All right.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking? Okay, I want to get everyone's opinion on this. You know the Beskar staff, right, was still alive, and he shot a fucking, I don't know, a nuclear missile at the ship. I don't know what the fuck that missile was.
No, it was just, it was a, it's
honestly,
like equivalent to a freaking photon torpedo.
Honestly, I thought that was Boba Fett that did that, because when he said, like, "Oh, I was aiming for the other ship," I was like, "That's some savage shit," and I blew up this shit.
Been like, whoops, sorry about that, man. I meant to hit the big ship in the sky, but the tracking system's a little fucked up because it's been insane.
Just
for
let me
like,
know where we're going.
Well, no, we saw that though.
That's like, to me, Moff Gideon's the only redeeming thing, because he is a perfect villain. He's that's the right amount of evil I need in this show, because it's too family friendly, but when he steps in the scene, he makes the shit like super dark.
Yeah, and he is a good villain because you fucking hate him, but you love to hate him. That's why he's a good villain. Because
I love when he's like talking to Grogu. He's like, "Have you seen one of these before?" He's like, "You're not ready."
He's like, "Yeah, I did."
I'm like, bro, like when is when Grogu is gonna be able to like actually get a lightsaber to fit the size of his little ass hands? He got little ass hands.
Look at how big Yoda's lightsaber was.
Bro, I'm waiting for that showdown between Grogu and Moff Gideon, so I could just see little Grogu just doing all these crazy looking flips, looking ridiculous as fuck.
Yeah, but I wanted to highlight something. You know that someone's a bad guy when they let two of their employees get fucked up. Like, that was like Jim and Bob, they've been serving the Empire for a couple of years, and he's like, "Oh yeah, go in there and put some chains on the child." Probably didn't fucking tell him that he had force powers or nothing. They come in and you hear,
they're choking around.
Well, how long does it take a person to go from stormtrooper to captain status?
I mean, if we're going military, like, okay, I'll pull out my military knowledge here. If we're going military, you got to do at least 2 to 3 years of really good service in your position. And then you don't go right to captain. It's like you've got ranks in between. So for like,
I know there are
Navy,
ranks in between.
So like for the Navy, to make it to officer, you had to be like unrated. I'm not going to say the rating because you guys are going to go, seaman. But it's like S1, S2, S3. And then you go
anyways, you fucking butt.
I know this. I know this because I watched a thing on it once for at least Imperial pilots. If you survive the first year as being a TIE fighter pilot, you can get something better like a TIE interceptor.
Okay, yeah, I just want to know.
The keyword is survive, by the way.
Survive, yeah. Husky just said, if you survive.
Where is Captain Phasma? Because she's definitely around.
Oh, you know what would have been dope? You know what would have been dope if they never like if we got Captain Phasma and we never knew who was underneath the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the blonde hair chick from Game of Thrones, we never knew like who that was, and the whole time it was like Cara Dune. That'd be crazy.
Oh man!
Dude,
But it is.
that,
But it is
well,
two different actresses.
I'm sorry, Perp. That's too smart for Ryan Johnson.
But also, hold on.
No, but
did you
imagine all of the things that they could do and have done that could actually make the story of The Last Jedi tolerable, because you'll never make the physical problems tolerable. Like, that blade disappears.
But no.
It's invisible.
Okay.
I haven't heard that one before.
Jesus Christ.
That was good.
Perp,
That was good.
You know what they need to do, Perp? They need to give you a fucking blue check mark. Because the way you defend the prequels, man, or the sequels, man, seriously.
I will roast the whole entire 9 movie, what is it called, saga? Yeah, the whole Skywalker saga. I will roast every single one of them.
Yeah, the entire Palpatine
I'm going to highlight
saga.
this ridiculous comment here. Generation Production says, so at General Zod's Fandom Zone, you were a seaman. Well, I guess that's why you had to be erect and stand at attention and know how to pop a tent. That was good. That was good. I've heard a lot of jokes, but never ones that connected like that.
I did want to say something about Grogu. Did you notice that, like, I feel like he's getting a little bit stronger, like, each time we see him kind of use his powers.
Well, why wouldn't he be? That's exactly what Ahsoka said to him. He's like, his powers were going dormant because he wasn't using them.
Yeah.
And the more he uses them, the stronger he'll get.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like since he's been cutting off his powers and stuff like that, like, that's why it's wearing him out and shit. Like,
I mean, especially with how high his M count is. Hilarious.
I think he needs to
welcome to my father. I'm glad you love me, even though I'm a seaman.
So, Zod, I read your post. We were supposed to have a special guest, and where's that guest? Did you tell him that it was going to be at 8 now?
Yeah,
I'm the special guest.
Yeah, Perp was a really special guest. Like, Perp just jumped in.
I was just like, what the fuck? It's not like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna be working at 2, unfortunately. So
is your stream tomorrow at the same time though, or is that changed now?
Yeah,
it fucking changed. I just posted it in like a Discord server. Hey, it should be on this fucking earlier now.
Oh, someone's in the chat.
Oh, Ahsoka is going to be here. Good.
Oh, no, that's dope. That's dope.
So, anyways,
that's who the actual special guest is. You son of a bitch.
Oh. Okay, yeah. That's a way bigger guest than I am. So.
What are you talking about, Mr. 1K? You're sitting there like downplaying it.
Nah.
Like, I went on his stream. There were so many people, and I'm like, fuck. like, and he's like hyping me up as a special guest, and I'm here sitting on finally 469 subs, and he's like,
crazy. What happened?
He's like,
he passed me.
I've been talking about A Serious Manner, and shout out to everyone who's been watching. I've been covering Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and on a serious note, I want everybody to check out those streams because Stevie J Raw is doing a charity stream. Definitely go and check that out. Make sure that you are supporting the cause. Hashtag
the link for that.
Come on.
I go to his channel.
Yeah, you can go to his channel.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, And shout out to Stevie because he's been doing some like.
No, go ahead. I got a bone to pick with you after you make your point.
Zod, read what your dad posts. Hold on, I got to prove both of them. All right, now look at them.
Hey, Mr. Lee Cole. None of that. I am not afraid to block you.
Gets backhanded in a few days.
Life.
Anyways.
Yes, anyway,
So-
I have a bone to pick with you real quick before we continue on with this all over the place review. So, does everybody here on the panel and in the chat know what happens, when you're looking at somebody's son of a bitch channel, right? You go to their channel on mobile and you can look at home, or you can look at videos, or you can look at playlists, and then you have the next section for other channels, right? Everybody knows what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, because I use it.
Excellent. Okay, so I got a response from at least one person. Okay, I will continue. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Perp. When you're looking...
Go ahead.
Are you on your phone?
Yes.
Okay, go to YouTube. Go to General Zod's channel. You can see the bone that I'm about to... Nope, now he went back. He wasn't supposed to go back.
I might have bumped the
You're
button.
just supposed to...
Anyways, I know how to use it because I have it on my channel, and then I have all the Prophets channels.
Aha!
The Geek Culture.
Anyway,
that's why I know.
So the good old General here, he's got me and Stevie J and Perp, and he's got some other people, but that's it, guy. You don't even have your second channel on there listed.
Shaking my head. How dare you? How rude.
You gotta put your second channel on there, man.
Like, you got Sean Stackhouse, but you ain't got your own second channel, The Prophets of Geek Culture. Unbelievable.
People like your videos, man.
Yeah, I gotta fix that up. Look, I'm just half-assing this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's part of the charm of my channel.
But he's talking about a serious matter. Shenanigans.
But anyways, back to the review. So we had the first scene, we kind of jumped around, but the really big highlight, I wanted to highlight the action despite Perp's little gripes. I gotta say,
small. Like, do you have a problem playing Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo compared to Sega? Because I do not.
No, because Mortal Kombat.
Okay, so there's no blood on Super Nintendo.
Then I'll play Sega.
Okay, but I'd like to highlight something as far as, and I'm going to get a bit technical here, but as far as like framing the shots, right? And getting in close to the action, especially with the hand-to-hand combat scenes, I could tell it was Robert Rodriguez because he's got a certain style where he frames all of the action, and they only cut away if people don't know what the fuck they're doing, and you could see every blow. So it shows that they had training and stuff for the fight scenes. What do you guys think?
It was better choreographed than the Last Jedi's fight scene. Well, everything.
Well, I would hope that they had training.
Relax.
Like, what does it take to train a bunch of people that don't have to be actual? Oh, hello.
How are you guys? Long time no see.
Yeah.
Hey, and welcome. For all of you people who don't know, this is the amazing Ahsoka Tano fan, and she has some great reviews on her channel. So I had to get her over here to do this massive review on the 11 out of 10 episode. Welcome.
Yeah, it was really good, actually. Thank you so much. I know it's been a while since I've been on here and since we talked, but yeah, thank you so much for inviting me back on. It's good to be
problem.
Back. So you guys watched the episode, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we had this
most
crazy
of
person.
us.
I'm the odd one out, so
Oh no, you didn't like it as much?
I mean it was alright. I just yeah.
You know what? I feel like because the last episode was really good, and usually
yeah.
that the episode following tends to be slower. But then with this episode, I didn't find that. I feel like it was also quite good. I don't know.
Yeah. I just expected more from it, but you know, that's just me. I feel like they could have done more with it. Like I just wanted more explanation, and hopefully we get that in the future of like how Boba Fett survived, and he's like pretty much not really. It'd been cool to see him have like a robotic arm or something like that. Like he lost the arm or something.
How do you know he doesn't have a robotic arm?
Or he probably could be a cyborg or something. Who knows? That's probably why he could fight so good. He's probably a drone.
Yeah. Kind of like Fennec Shan. She's got like a cyborg part there. Look like
something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, cyborg chest thing. I don't know. I was just like, ooh, Melinda May.
Like I thought Coulson was the only one that was a robot.
Oh no. Good point. Yeah, no, but it's good though. Still, I find.
So we were going over the parts. We skipped around, but I was trying to be like chronological. So we're past the cute scene when they got to the planet. We get down there. What did you guys think about the negotiation between Mando and Boba? I found one plot hole here. Okay, so Melinda May is trained at the child, right? But Mando couldn't break that barrier. And my girlfriend brought up this point to me. She said, well, if he shoots at the kid, it's not going to hit the barriers. And I was like, that's actually a good point, because I never thought about it. If he couldn't get through, how would her laser blast get through whatever that mystic force field was?
Do we know that for a fact?
That's the thing, but I imagine if he couldn't get through with his Bespin armor, which is apparently is like God mode, then
that fucking Bespin.
That's not the first time he's called it Bespin.
Whatever. General mispronounces.
That's not a mispronunciation. That's a completely different planet.
That's actually a really good point. I don't know.
Yeah, no one
at the time or something, maybe.
Like no one because my girl is not a fan of Star Wars at all, and so she's looking at it very logically, and like she's looking at the fight scenes and stuff, and she's just like watching the standoff, and she goes, why doesn't he just let her shoot him? And I go, wow, that's dark. And she goes, no, she didn't get. I was like, whoa, okay, you really like jumped into this. And she was like, no, because he has that force field thing. And I was like, oh shit. Like, yeah, what if he just let him shoot? And I mean, they weren't really going to kill the child, so just call their bluff and be like, yeah, go ahead, shoot him. And then, have to bounce off. But anyways, Dad, I swear to God, stop trolling me or I'll block you. If you guys don't know, if you guys don't know, in the comments, Lee Cole, that's my father. Everybody go check out his channel, by the way.
He's trying to roast us in the comments. It's not working for me because I just don't care.
Oh, no, actually, I didn't have the comments open at first. Now I'm seeing it.
But no, my dad's awesome. You guys will see him tomorrow. We'll be talking about serious stuff, but he does a lot of good research. And Cyber, he does politics, and I know you love politics, so check out his channel because there's a bunch of politics on there, just for you.
Just for him.
No response.
If you don't know, like, so last year, it was last year, I made a joke that I was the only one on the panel that doesn't talk about politics at all on my channel, and then Zod's never let it down since then.
We never will.
But it's true.
welcome, Mr. Raise 'em Up. Nice
Raise
to
'em
see you
up.
here. I got a lot of people coming in, and look, I just want to say thank you really quick to everyone who's been watching my channel. I've had a lot of people coming in, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you for supporting the channel and listening to us be geeks about this, because this was a good episode. Everyone liked it except for Perp.
He liked it.
Yeah, so I guess,
It was really good.
Mm,
Actually, could I ask you guys a question?
mm.
Sure.
So that whole scene, when Grogu's in that like force field, do you feel like, because when I was watching it, when Mando kept trying to rescue him and he wasn't able to, do you feel like that was kind of symbolic of the fact that he's not strong enough to protect Grogu, essentially? That's kind of what I feel like they were hinting at. And then following that, he gets taken, right? So it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like that was almost symbolic / foreshadowing in a sense. I don't know if you guys.
Wow. I just want you to know.
Because I was talking about how, the more he's been around Grogu, he's gotten kind of softer, and he's been able to get caught off guard easily now and stuff. So there might be something to that.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
he's very different than from season 1.
I'd like to point out too that Jon Favreau is a great director. He's made some of the best MCU movies, and if you've seen his movies, which we all have, but if you've seen them, he always puts in themes of like that, of love and loss and loyalty and all that stuff. Like I never realized he did the first Iron Man or the second. No, he did the second Iron Man. Yeah, he was. He's got a directed credit on there, and it's interesting to see like him helm the show, because I think.
Example.
Fuck you. I like the second Iron Man. Thank you very much. No, I mean, he does have a unique way of telling stories. He also did Spider-Man, Perp, Homecoming, and Far From Home.
Wow.
But anyways, I think that he has a certain way of making films, and I think it translates well. I'm gonna disclude The Lion King and pretend that never happened, but the rest of his catalog is pretty solid.
What's up, Lemon Pie?
Oh, it's my boy Lemon Pie. What's up? Yeah, I swear, Lemon Pie is one of those people we have on here that I don't know if he ever sleeps, because he's like on every one of my streams, no matter what time it is.
He's sticky like meringue.
Yeah, and we appreciate Lemon Pie has made some great comments on my streams. But anyways, so yeah, first off, that was a deep question, like more deep than we ever get here on the channel. And secondly, no, that's a good point, because Perp was just talking about how Mando was going soft, and I think that kind of adds to the feeling that despite all of his abilities, he's not a Jedi, and he's in a whole different realm. Like, his people think they're witches, so
Yeah.
I can imagine that they've never really associated.
Technically, they are witches.
Wizards.
But, same difference.
Or sorcerers. He says sorcerers.
Enemy sorcerers.
Space wizards. So, the other big thing I wanted to highlight, and I wanted to get your opinion, Miss Tano, was what did you think of Moff Gideon at the end? Like, he is just the right level of evil. I love Carl Esposito. He's like the best in everything he does.
He really is. Yeah, he was in The Boys too, I believe, right? I feel like he always plays a bad guy.
Yep.
He's good at it.
He was in The Boys and Breaking Bad. He played one of the best villains of all time, Gus Fring. Almost killed Walter White. If you guys know Breaking Bad, it's one of my all-time favorite ever television shows. Yes, PB, I know what you're going to say. I have a bunch of them, but this one is number one, okay? This was the best crafted show
I don't
ever
believe
made.
you.
He's also going to be the villain for the next Far Cry game. So,
Oh wow!
Yeah.
But he
And
is
he,
That ought to be
perfect.
good.
and technically, he was a villain in Do the Right Thing. So, where he was
What the
the
hell
one
was
that
that?
kind of, he was more of like an antagonist. The Spike Lee movie, Do the Right Thing. With Ray
Yeah,
Liotta.
man.
Oh,
Come
I
on.
don't watch
It was a
Spike Lee
Lee joint.
movies. He's a whack job.
So has he ever
Oh,
been
man.
a good guy? I feel like he's always a villain.
No,
Usually,
I don't
yeah.
think he ever has. Anything I've ever watched him in, he's always been a bad guy.
He's always a bad guy.
So let's do some speculation because these uncivilized people, unlike you, ma'am, have been jumping around my review all night. So we've vastly covered it. But
Yeah,
let's
there
do
was
some
supposed to be
speculation.
more Cara Dune in the episode. We need more Cara Dune.
I skipped that part.
Yeah.
Wait, you skipped part of the episode, Perp?
Yeah, I was like, all right, is this the end yet?
Oh my god.
Right.
But I heard that maybe planning a spinoff for her. I don't know.
Good.
Yeah, it seems like everybody getting a spinoff. Like Ahsoka, I think she's gonna get her own series.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for that.
yeah.
I'd watch that.
Boba Fett is getting a series. I will watch and review and love and rewatch the immediately the moment it comes on.
That'll be a big
Hashtag.
one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I don't really want like a Cara Dune. I don't hate Gina Carano. I just like, I don't know if she can really carry her own show like that.
That's
She's
fair.
gonna have Timothy Oliphant in the show with her.
Oh, well, that changes it. If you've seen Justified, that man can carry a show like no one's business. He made me want to be a marshal. He's probably half the reason, besides Dave Filoni, I got a cowboy hat. Oh, that man wears a
cowboy
hat.
hat because Chuck Norris.
That's what I thought.
Well,
That's the only reason anybody in America should be wearing a cowboy hat. Fucking Dave Filoni is the reason you got a cowboy hat?
I thought it was
yeah.
Well, yeah, because Zod looks like he's related to Filoni.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
They're like separated at birth.
I could have swore you got a cowboy hat
Filoni.
because John Roca had a cowboy hat.
You know, if I just posted a picture on Twitter and said that I was related to Dave Filoni, you know how many fucking followers I could have? Like,
4.
See what happens. See what people say.
Nico, welcome, Nico. I am Nico. You have a point.
You're talking about Gideon before too, right? At the end, I think, of the episode.
Yes. What did you think about that whole thing, and what do you think about the Darksaber and how that's going to come into play?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Like, first of all, I think so. As far as Gideon, I feel like he's just really, really cold, and we've seen a lot of examples of this. The way that he kind of just lets his men get beat up at the end there because he wants to see how far Grogu can take his Force abilities. Or even last season when he killed a bunch of his men to make a point. It just kind of shows, I think, how cold-blooded he is, and he really only cares about himself, which makes him a really good villain. So I'm not complaining. But as far as the Darksaber, I'm still not sure 100% what they're going to do with it, but I know that Bo-Katan has to come back at some point because her story kind of coincides with his because she is after the Darksaber. So I would hope that at some point we can see a showdown between the two of them, or maybe all of them against Gideon. That'd be pretty epic.
And that's a thing too, because like I think that's going to end up happening. You're going to see Ahsoka versus Gideon, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on Moff Gideon because we don't know how skilled he is with that saber and how long he's had that saber. So like he could be like Ahsoka obviously has been a Jedi longer and all, like has more Jedi training and all that stuff, but Gideon can probably be better at wielding a saber than she is. You never know.
Yeah,
we
like
saw that in the Clone Wars when Pre Vizsla took on a Jedi Master, which was Obi-Wan, and gave him a pretty good run.
And he took on Ahsoka too, also.
And how crazy would those stakes be? Like, it doesn't have to be like if she doesn't get her own series or something like that, and probably like season 3, they set it up where they fight and Gideon gets the best of her, and she could possibly die. That's the way she kind of dies, or something like that. I think that'd be pretty crazy, but I don't think they'll go that far. But
I would like to see them fight, though.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of get the impression that Ahsoka might not be back this season, but at some point, I want to see lightsaber on lightsaber, or lightsaber on dark saber.
Yes, please.
Lightsaber, spear, dark saber, which is still cool, but we have to see the two of them fight. I feel like, I don't know, if it's not this season, then next season they have to give it to it at some point. And we don't know Force sensitive either, right? Do we?
Yeah.
So that could be exposed too.
Possibly. And also, what was I going to say? I forgot about it. It'll come back to me though.
All right, so really quick, I'm going to get everyone's ratings because I do want to do an article before I go, and I'm kind of crunching the time because I got to work from like 10 to 6 a.m. So I got to get ready here in a little bit. So, but there's an article that I want everybody to give their comment on because it talks about it's the media finally acknowledging that Dave Filoni and John should have had the sequel trilogy. So I'm gonna read that. Yeah, I'm gonna read that and get your guys' opinions because it sounds like the media has no choice but to acknowledge that this is actually a good show that people like and they hate it because they've wrote article after article, and the more they write, the more people get pissed off. And this time they were like, "Yeah, we admit it. These guys are good." So, but before that. Really quickly, give me your ratings and a scene that you like. I'll start with Pop Culture PB because he's the first one I see because of his bright ass helmet.
Thank you. I switched it to my Boba Fett helmet, because I wanted to fit in with the group. Whatever. It's his now. That's what it says in the armor. Anyway, I give it a 9. And my favorite scene is when Mando is talking with Cara Dune because it's the only scene that she's in.
I think you want to like wife Cara Dune here. What like every time he's like Cara Dune, man. So Mr. Zod said 10. What's your rating and your favorite scene? Go.
9, because like I say all the time, that's got to be like the most perfect thing ever. And my favorite scene, I don't know, but I really liked what the Dark Troopers looked like.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
They did a really good job with them.
All right, cool. That was very concise. Thank you. And Miss Ahsoka, what is your favorite scene and your rating for this episode?
For rating, I was going back and forth between a 9 or a 10. I'd probably have to give it a 10 though. It was a pretty solid episode. And my favorite scene, there are a few of them, but I think probably the scene towards the end when Grogu was kind of smacking the troops around because 1, that's what they get for taking him. And 2, I feel like I almost sensed a little bit of dark side tendencies in him there, almost like what Ahsoka had mentioned in the previous episode. I feel like in that scene, I could kind of see it in his eyes a bit, even if that sounds weird. But yeah, that whole scene with him and Gideon, that was probably my favorite scene.
Nice. And I agree because he just force chokes the shit out of everyone like it's going out of style. Like
he likes the card.
He wrecks everybody.
And of course, Perp, your ridiculous rating and
I know you ain't talking about ridiculous ratings where you give Black Panther a 7 and you call it trash. Like, no.
It is trash. It's okay. We're not gonna go on the Black Panther. Well, you know what? Me and you will have a discussion, and I will prove my points of trashness for the overhyped, overrated Black Panther. And hey, one more thing. I'm sorry because now you made me pissed off. Just because Chadwick Boseman passed away, R.I.P. I loved him as an actor, doesn't make his movie better, people. Stop getting mad at me on Twitter because I still think Black Panther is trash. Go, perp.
Yeah, that's false. He's false. But yeah. I kind of don't even want to say my rating, but I will say, I like the Moff Gideon and Grogu interaction where he's just like, "Have you ever seen one of these?" Like he's talking to him like a little child, but like in a sadistic type of way. Um, and I remember what I was about to say too. My only issue with this whole entire season, just like now that it kind of looks like it, and I hope it doesn't end up being that, like this whole rescue mission thing. Like I don't know. That's a little generic for me, but who knows? They might surprise me with these last few episodes. Overall, I'd probably give the whole episode like a 6.5.
Ooh.
Wow, spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Only because he should have, taken his jetpack. Should have took his jetpack.
That scene, I can tell you what my dad's least favorite scene is, was him running up there and not having his jetpack. Dad wanted him so bad to have his jetpack back on. He was saying that the whole time during that episode. At the end.
All right, so we got but to be fair, I like diverse ratings, even though Perps is like really on the low end. But I want to give you credit, Perp, because at least you explain your reasons for not liking something, unlike some channels that do reviews that I won't name names for. But anyway, they can completely hate an episode for no reason whatsoever because it's not part of the fucking EU, and they can take their whole EU argument and shove it.
I was just about to get on that because it's like I could have swore people said fuck Disney Star Wars, but everybody loves the shit
now. At least everyone on this panel and even people who are in my chat, I like interacting with you. You guys give good reasons, except for that ridiculously Cole. He's just there to troll me. Other than that, to be fair though, who else has a dad who comes on and trolls them? I appreciate it and much love. And thank you for the hat, Dad. That was a great birthday gift. So anyways,
my younger brother gave me this nice little letter when I was streaming today. It says, "You suck."
Yeah, if you don't have family trolling you, then you're not. No, I will not stop swearing. Okay, you can't touch me with the paddle. Oh, that got weird. All right. Anyways. So really quick, I want to go over this article. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I'm running out of time here, but I will read the highlights.
Oh, where'd it go?
Now, what do we want to do?
You go ahead and you read them highlights, Zod. You do that. You read them all to yourself because you hit the back button instead of opening another tab. You damn putz.
Oh, it's that. I wasn't sure if it was that or his phone died. Because that happened before.
No.
No.
He does this a lot. This happens a lot. I'm surprised. Nothing's changed. It's hilarious.
One of us message him or?
He knows.
No,
there he is.
He'll be. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I hate the back button. Anyways, here's the article. I'm gonna read it for you guys. You tell me what you think. It's from Cinema Blend, and there was one from Entertainment, but you got to pay, so fuck them. I'm not gonna pay for their rag ass magazine. So, the Mandalorian proves the Star Wars movies made a pretty big mistake. It should have been John and Dave from day one. This was my controversial hot take while I watched the most recent episode of Disney's Plus Mandalorian, specifics of which I will leave out in case you landed here and have not seen the episode. Go watch it right now. I love this journalist. But with each passing but with each patching episode of the second season of The Mandalorian, building off of the foundation that was laid in season 1 of the episodic program, convinces me Lucasfilm made a big mistake handing the baton to J.J. Abrams for a relaunch of the Star Wars movies franchise. It should have been Favreau and Filoni Star Wars films franchise would have put much more stability on the franchise. This is not meant as a complete and total slam on J.J. Abrams. Yes, it is. Or even on Rian Johnson. Yes, it is. Both made... okay, now here's where they pander a bit. Both made wonderful, different, and exciting, provocative takes on the Star Wars universe. Trash. It's unusual that there seem to be two camps with the regard of the sequel trilogy, and people who liked Abrams' work don't like Johnson and vice versa. But the two, by all reports, didn't collaborate and were left by Lucasfilm to create the Star Wars movies they wanted to make with no regard of overarching story or plot or anything else. Never mind. By the time we, as a collective audience, reached the rise of trash, that point was made abundantly clear. Watching Star Wars The Force Awakens demonstrates J.J. Abrams that he understands, appreciates, and adores the visuals. This is just like catering to them. I don't care about them kissing JJ's ass. The Mandalorian apply. Go ahead.
I wanted to say something real quick though, because I don't think necessarily is a mistake, but I will say this. I think they should have started with thinking about it now, they should have probably just started with like The Mandalorian and then did the sequel trilogies, or just do like then kind of branch off of those and do like new movies off of those and stuff instead of just rushing right into the sequel trilogies.
Oh, so you mean they should have had storyboards and a plan and maybe one director, like every other movie in the history of movies when they're making the trilogy?
But also, nobody asked George Lucas to, hey, like, let's just start in the middle of the story. And then, because that also makes things kind of difficult too, like, regardless on how you do it. But, that's another conversation for another time. But.
Yeah,
sorry. I was going to say,
go ahead.
Kind of, they're experimenting more with this streaming services, especially because of COVID. I feel like COVID showed them that they can actually go this route, and it's doing really well for them. So they may continue to do this more than even making the actual movies. Who knows?
Yeah, we could possibly get like a whole Star Wars movie on streaming, though. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I think that the problem with the movies were, look, I know this is a hot take, but I didn't have a problem with JJ's Force Awakens. I saw potential. He set up a lot of different things, and I think he had an idea for a story. Now, where they messed up is you don't switch directors on a trilogy movie. No trilogy in the history of film had two fucking directors ever. None. The Godfather, any Rocky movie, no trilogy, no good trilogy had different director. Lord of the Rings, the original Star Wars. I mean, none of these great trilogies, they just said, okay, we're going to have one director do this, and then you have to follow their notes, because when you bring in a separate director, he doesn't want to do the same thing you did unless he likes what they're doing. And Rian Johnson's a pompous asshole who thinks he's this great director and has only done one good movie.
That's most Hollywood.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Peter Jackson, he did the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and then he also did The Hobbit because they brought him in to do The Hobbit. And he did not want to do The Hobbit at all.
Yeah, which you could tell the difference between the films.
Yeah.
I think he was burnt out after 10 years of doing the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Because good God, movie is like the amount of shots and things and how they shot that film. I'd have to do a separate stream to talk about how great that movie is. But I mean, it's just Disney had no plan. I think this is the point. Disney had no plan. And I agree with what Ahsoka said. If they would have started with like this experiment and then they would have built off this story, it would have given them structure, or at least a way that, a path for them to follow. But they were like, nah, I want money, ho, bitches. So
that was terrible.
That was a terrible impression.
Like, and here's the thing. Disney hasn't had a plan for anything except for the MCU. Why the MCU had a plan is because Kevin said, no, you guys aren't interfering with my shit. You gave me Marvel. I'm going to run it the way I want to. And lo and behold, when you have one person overseeing a product that's actually competent, you make $1 billion. Oh. So, but really quickly.
To be fair, though, all the sequel trilogy movies made a little over $1 billion, so they did something right.
No, that was called nostalgia.
I mean, the Force Awakens made 2. Last Jedi made $1 billion, 1.3 or something like that, and then Rise of Skywalker made $1 billion.
Yeah, but do you notice the drop off of $1 billion? That's a pretty big drop off, Perp.
And here's I know this is completely off topic, but how crazy is that like the Rise of Skywalker and like the sequel trilogies made more money than a Batman vs Superman or even a Justice League movie. Just let that sink in.
Hey,
that's great.
Don't bring in the generals to DC. Okay, we got problems over there. I get depressed every time I think about it. And this fucking Snyder cut. And if we get on that,
make a video. You and PB gotta collab. Do something with that. I won't watch it. I'll laugh so hard.
I gotta hop off.
Yeah, I could go on about Zack Snyder's Snyder cut, which is gonna save DC because it did so well when Zack helmed something before. Those box office numbers were great, right? Right, guys?
Yeah,
all you weird Snyder fans.
Oh, great! We got Zod on another tangent.
Zod, I got
okay.
But I appreciate you having me on. You know what I'm saying? But I'll definitely pop back on next time and whatnot. But it's nice it's nice to conversate with you, Ahsoka fan. You know what I'm saying?
You as well.
PB. Cyber.
As always.
You know what I'm saying? Zod, behave. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm always calm and mellow. I'm the mellowest YouTuber out there.
But yeah, I'm gonna hop off though. I'll see y'all later.
All right, see you later, Perp. Thanks for coming on, man. Go check out Perp Minded's channel. He's doing big things. He's got great guests. I loved being on his. I think it was a random stream.
No, it's Perp Show.
Perp Show, yeah, Perp Show. You were getting rid of random streams, weren't you?
Soon. Series finale coming up this Wednesday. So,
yeah, go check it out because we love Perp. He's got great content. He's got very hot takes. And in all seriousness, Perp, even though you overhype Black Panther, I still love you here.
Hey, man.
I like
yeah, man. Black Panther was dope, man. You know what I'm saying? It's better than this episode. It's better than this episode, that's all I'll say. But yeah. that's my direct shot to you. That's my response to you, Saab. But yeah, I'm gonna head out though.
All right, see ya.
I mean, I'll see you.
All right, see you.
Goodbye.
But yeah,
there's no Cara Dune in Black Panther.
Oh God. So we're getting ready to wrap this up because I've got to go and work. But tomorrow, I don't want you guys out there to miss me, Pop Culture PB, and my dad talk about the death of Hollywood. And everybody who follows Johnny Depp, we're going to give you the reason why Hollywood was in trouble before this Depp Amber Heard thing. The sickness, the cancer of the politics, pandering, gender swaps. It's going to be at 8 p.m. And I have a salty intro plan. Central, yes. Yeah. So if you guys think that I curse now, I've got an intro planned for this that is going to floor everybody because I am going to give one of probably my best intros. I wrote it down. I was so mad. I was so mad thinking about, because this goes to Star Wars, thinking about the properties and our childhood legacies that are being destroyed, right? I was watching that terrible Mulan with
Sounds like
my
you're
girl.
Gonna do it right now.
Oh, I never see that. Yeah, Mulan. I haven't seen that.
Don't
watch that. No.
No. If you want your childhood destroyed, then watch it. I mean, half the movie they shoot their feet. Like, this director's cuts are so terrible. And I never talk about like shot composition or nothing, but when there's a fight, he focuses the camera on their feet. And you cannot see
what?
Yeah, you can't see any of the action. It's so terrible, the editing.
Husky, you're saying what to the wrong thing. I say what to this bullshit assertion that he never talks about shot composition. He spent this entire review talking about shot composition.
I'm sorry. I like film, and me and Stevie get into specifics sometimes when we do a review, and that was just Stevie, come back. No, you know, but thinking about Mulan, it's terrible. They cut out all the songs. She has a phoenix. Yeah, wow. She doesn't even have Mushu. It's you know what?
Watch it now and keep an eye out for these things.
Oh yeah, watch it, and then you know what? DM me, and we'll get together and do a review. And you just tell me what you think for someone who's not salty, because I guarantee you, as great and smart as your reviews are and the things you bring up, you're gonna watch the first 5. Oh, I mean, it's true, but like you're gonna watch the first 5 minutes of this and go, "What the hell is going on right now?" Literally the first 5 minutes, my girl's watching this and she goes, "Why is this scene in here?" They show Mulan as a kid chasing a chicken and doing like crouching tiger, hidden dragon moves, and she goes, "What the hell is going on right now?" I go, "Just keep watching, it gets worse." Like, I wasted fucking however much, it was like $40 the first time. I was so pissed I almost called up Disney and asked for my money back.
Can I have a refund? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, you know,
on streaming, because it didn't make it to the theaters, right? Because of COVID.
Yep, and it was a good thing it didn't, because the people wasted money on this. I would feel so bad. Like, if you had those people going, "Oh, Mulan, my kids will love that," and they gotta sit through that crap for 2.5 hours. Ah, 2 hours. 2 hours of nothing. I'm sorry. I'm so salty.
Yeah,
but yeah, you know what?
To something and then it doesn't deliver, you know?
Oh yeah, because I loved the like songs and the way they did the character, and they like just cut everything out. And and the funny part is, it's supposed to be about that's a strong female character in my mind, right? And they took everything that made that character strong and they took it out of the movie. And I'm like, you want a message of female empowerment, but you took out everything that made the original Mulan kind of like this cool role model for little girls, you know, to look up to, and the messages of, you know, being yourself and stuff like that. They just took it out and put in like this generic girl power scene, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah, sometimes they don't always get it right when they're transitioning from animation to live action. Yeah, it's like a hit or miss.
Lion King, I love John, but I don't know what he was thinking by capturing the real.
I still have not seen that live action one.
Like, he had to make one terrible movie, and that was it. George
Geek Asylum Tendencies had a question for you, Ahsoka. He wants to know your thoughts on Rosaria Ahsoka.
Oh, you know what? So I feel like leading up to it, and I think I spoke to you about this before, like months ago. I did have a little bit of concerns. I made a video on this as well, but I was kind of more concerned initially that she might not necessarily be a fan of the actual character, but rather more just attracted to the idea of adding Star Wars to her resume, because she did have an interview where she talked about how she would like to get into Star Trek after Star Wars, and then she would just retire. And the way that she had said it, along with another interview where she mispronounced the name, I thought, oh man, this girl, she doesn't really like Ahsoka. She just wants to just say she's been in Star Wars kind of thing. So I was a little bit iffy on how that might affect her performance. But then I think, honestly, after seeing her, I think she did a really good job. Initially, I was a little taken aback by the Leku, because they're a bit shorter, which a lot of people talked about. But then I think over the course of the episode, it actually kind of grew on me, and I became more used to the look. And people said that it was they were made shorter for fighting purposes as well, which makes sense. So yeah, by the end of the episode, I had a totally different perspective. I do think she did really well. But there's also a part of me that feels for Ashley Eckstein, because I know she's always wanted to play a live action Ahsoka, so it can't be easy for her not getting to be in that role. But yeah, but she did a pretty good job. The one other actress I think would also have done well would have been Zoe Saldana, who played Gamora in Marvel. But because the two of them kind of look a little similar. But yeah, but overall, I think she did a really good job. You can tell that she did study what she needed to. She did pretty well at embodying Ahsoka, so I'm happy.
And Zoe was already in Star Trek, so she's got that covered.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I was a little iffy because for me, I've watched all of Rosaria Dawson's work, and
wait, he asked for your opinion too.
No, I'm just gonna give it because I'm the general and I'm a villain.
Oh.
So, but no, I thought that it was good. My initial concerns was that when I watched her in the Marvel shows, she was generic, one note, just kind of there. So I was like, oh shit, I really hope they don't like do what they did with her character there. But no, she really like looked pretty spot on. And then on top of that, I knew she could fight because she did training for Daredevil. She has a couple of scenes where she fights in there. So I knew physically she'd be fine. And you know, it turned out good. I wouldn't mind seeing her again. I'll put it that way. I think most people agree that we definitely don't mind seeing her in another episode. But I'm going to start to wind things down because I got a unicorn going, I want to see you before work. So, so I'm going to just go down the line. You guys do your channels and all of that stuff. Mr. Pop Culture, PB, tell us about the next video you have coming out, talking about the Jesus of cinema, your favorite, your God, your Lord and Savior, Zack Snyder.
I don't think it's going to be about Zack Snyder. I think it's going to be about Ben Affleck.
They don't get mad when you make a video about him.
Are you cheating on Zack with Ben?
I mean, it happened during the making of his movie.
So tell us, what is this video?
I don't want to spoil anything because it's all going to be given away in the thumbnail.
Interesting.
That's all I'm telling you, guy.
That's it? That's all we
Yeah,
get?
I'm doing a video about Ben Affleck. And I don't know, maybe tomorrow or the next day, sometime this weekend, it'll be on the Prophets of Geek Culture, and you'll laugh your ass off.
Nice.
I'm definitely curious.
Yeah, he has very great coverage. So if you guys are into the greatest coverage of anything in the Snyderverse, go check out Pop Culture PB. He's got an interesting take that makes my threads on Twitter explode.
You're welcome.
He makes whoever's is tagged in the thread explode. Some of the comments are funny though, because they don't know what they're talking about, but they think they know exactly what they're talking about.
And of course, the beautiful Miss Ahsoka Tano fan. What do you have coming out that the people can see?
Right now, I'm just in the process of finishing up the editing for the reaction and review video for today's episode. So basically kind of like what we're talking about. I just filmed myself reacting to it, and I'll be doing an in-depth review in the same video as well. And then, yeah, going forward, I'll mostly just kind of be doing anything Star Wars related or Ahsoka related, Clone Wars related, that sort of thing. Especially now because a lot of people are going back to watch the Clone Wars after seeing Bo-Katan and Ahsoka appear in The Mandalorian. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that along with a little bit more cosplay features as well. And just going to have fun with it overall. But yeah, my latest video though right now is the reaction and review video to this episode that aired today.
Awesome. And definitely go and check that out because, she's got very good points. She brings up good stuff here that I don't even think about and gets deeper than my channel deserves. So go check her out. Show her some love.
Thank you.
And if subscribe, like all of that stuff, retweet. And of course, Zod said 10. I mean Cybernetic Kotsky. What do you got coming out?
I'm still like last week. I don't have any ideas for my channel, but I am streaming on Twitch, and I'm 5 away from 50, which is a required amount to get affiliate. And then the other one, which is you have to get your average viewers up to 3, which I'm still struggling with that, but I'm almost at 50, and I'm really, really excited about that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Go on Twitch and show a dog some love. We love Cybernetic Husky. I've seen him get mad at things, especially games, and it's hilarious. So go and check him out, man. Like he's got some good stuff and does video game thing better than me.
Yeah. And I've been streaming the Hyrule Warriors, and without spoiling it, there is a twist in this game. And that's all I'm going to say. So if you don't want the game spoiled for you, don't watch me. I will understand. But if you do want to see what's happening, come watch the stream.
Yeah, and backtrack just so you can be caught up with the twist. But spoil it. Fuck it. Go see Cyber stream. Do it. Make him an affiliate. He's great, and we love him here on the channel. And last but not least, this has been General Zod, and I'm going to be here. Look, anyone who rewatches this, anyone who follows me on Twitter, where I'm talking about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp with Stevie J reviews and all of the other great people who are involved in our group, tomorrow we are going to talk about the most important part of this discussion, okay? Besides the horrendous person that Amber Heard is, and besides all of the rumors and things swirling around, this is a bigger condition. This is Hollywood and its ugly underbelly and all of the messed up stuff that goes on around there. And we're going to tell you why Hollywood is failing and what their stats and box office looks like from the 80s until now. And guys, if you think Hollywood was suffering now, actually, they have been losing revenue for years and no one's talked about it. But my dad's got documents. He's got records and proof that show a drop-off in the entertainment industry since streaming has come along. Hollywood is dead and dying. Movie theaters are dead. and we're going to tell you why. So if you want to see this groundbreaking report, please come by tomorrow, support the channel, and, you know, show some love to a dictator. Thank you, everybody on the panel. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Ahsoka Tano fan. We love having you on. I'd love to have you back for another review.
100%. Thank you. I'd love to be back. Thank you for inviting me back.
Oh, no problem. We need some class here on the channel. So,
Fact.
So, you know, but we appreciate, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of my new subs. Thank you so much. I've been blessed to be almost at 500. I really appreciate the support. And, you know, since I've been taking on this subject, and I'm very passionate about it, you guys have been watching my channel, and I appreciate all of you who are watching, who will be watching. You know, it's why I do it. So as always, remember the only rule here in the fandom zone. That's right. Everybody knows kneel before General Zod.
No, my best.